Hello and welcome back to Ebenezer Cottage Garden. Here's 5 top tips to make sure that you have a stress-free growing season. Number 1 is to get yourself a hoe. I picked this one up second-hand for next to nothing, and I think it's much better to hoe the ground just over that top layer, just disturb it even if you can't see any weeds at all. And that way you'll be just disturbing the top layer enough to make sure that they don't grow and come through. So when you've got 5 minutes, get out there with a hoe and just tickle the ground with it, and you'll reap the rewards and see far fewer weeds. Tip number 2 is to get yourself a water butt and collect your own rainwater. I have mine connected to my greenhouse and it runs through the gutters down into here. Not only will you notice a difference on your water bill, but your plants will prefer it too. Rainwater has extra minerals and also traces of nitrogen, which are much preferred to your tap water. And tip number 3 is to make your own fertilizers. It's so easy to do. If you've got nettles growing in your garden, you can collect them into a tub like this, pour water on top, leave them to make your own liquid feed. Or if you really want to get weird with it, you can fetch yourself a pair of tights, fill them up with your nettles, any weed really, or seaweed, and pop them into your water butt. This means that over time, the nettles will slowly release the nitrogen into the water, which will then be fed to your plants. Tip number 4 is quite simply to get to know your plants. Pay attention to watering. Ideally, you'd water once a week when the plants are well established and hope that the roots dig down deep and that they can have some kind of independence throughout the gardening season. However, it doesn't always work out that way. Especially when the plants are young, you might be out there watering them twice a day. For me, sometimes it's once in the morning and once in the evening just to get them through. So pay attention to your individual plants. And tip number 5 is to consider companion planting. I'll be putting these marigolds amongst my tomato plants this year to fight off any whitefly. But perhaps some of the plants that you're growing already will do well next to each other. Have a read about what you've got and see if you should consider planting certain plants next to each other so that they do some of the work for you. And here is a bonus tip number 6. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.